Hello, how are you? It is Thursday night. This is Jacqueline Clee, and I am doing a color along, and I hope that you will join me tonight. I apologize, my voice is a little bit off. I have been a little bit ill for the last couple of weeks, but I'm on the mend, so I do apologize. And we are going to color this cute image called, it's a Kawaii Bunny Love. It's just adorable. So I do hope that you will color along with me. And I will try to tell you the colors that I am using as I go. Now, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. The colors that I'm going to use are based on this paper that I have here. And I've already matted the paper, but we'll assemble a card when I get done. So again, this is Bunny Love, and they are just so cute, and they come with several little pieces. So, okay, so we're going to get going. I am going to start with her face tonight. And again, if you're just joining me, my name is Jacqueline, and I have a Facebook page called Creative Paper Crafting with Jackie. And you are welcome to like my page. I am having a giveaway. I'm going to use E11. I'm going to have a giveaway soon. So if you get on my page, then you can be part of that giveaway, open internationally. So, of course, right now it's a little hard to go to the post office, but I will venture out and I will mail the prize. It's a small set of markers of Spectrum Noir illustrators. Anyway, I'm just coloring around the edge of her face, and my husband's upstairs. I think you can hear the water. I apologize for that. I'm in my craft room, which I love, but it's just a little nook down. Used to be a coal room. We live in southern Indiana, and coal was big here at one time. So either my voice is going to annoy me. Gosh, her voice is deep and kind of sexy sounding, but it's because I've been sick and my voice is off just a little bit. This is E00, and I'm just going to kind of pull the color out. And I do hope you color along. You can use any markers you have, any alcohol markers you have. I often use my illustrators. I kind of go back and forth between my Copics and my illustrators, depending on what I'm coloring. And I like them both, and I think they all alcohol markers work really well. So you can color along with anything you have. I actually also have some Blick from Dick Blick store. I have a set of markers from there that I started with, and I really like those too. So just whatever you have. Don't just leave them off to the side. Actually color with them. So I'm just kind of going around her face. That's all I'm doing. And I don't know. Is anybody coloring along with me tonight? I hope you are. I was trying to see if I can see any messages. If you say hi, I'll know you're there. I think, for some reason, I'm not seeing any of my messages or comments. I normally do lives on my Facebook page. So this is the first time I've done it on a different page. So maybe it just doesn't work quite the same. I'm not sure. So I'm not really ignoring. Oh, I see messages when I look up above on my other phone. I see that Janice is on, and Sharon, and Dawn, and Judy. How are you all doing tonight? I'm so glad you joined me. And I hope you're coloring too. I always wonder where everybody's from. Like I said, I'm from southern Indiana. I'm from Vincennes, Indiana, which is, if you're into comedy at all, this is where Red Skeleton was born. Vincennes is quite proud of that. And we are a sister city to a city in France because our town was settled by the French. And we were actually the capital. Now it's not Evansville, it's Indianapolis. But at one time it was Vincennes. So we have the first of like everything. First bank, first newspaper, first college, just about everything. So it's all kind of interesting here. Yeah, so I'm using R30, and I hope you can see okay. If you can't, let me know and I will try to adjust my camera. So I'm just kind of going in and putting a little color on her cheeks. And then I'm using my R20, and you see they're slightly different. These are the Chows, and these are the Sketch. It's the same ink. It doesn't matter which one you use. These hold less ink. And people that follow me already know this story, so they're going to get a little bored with me, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. It was my students. One time we had an assignment in class. I teach ESL, and we had an assignment in class, and it was, what would you do with $100? And all my students were like, $100? You can't do anything with $100, Mrs. Klee. And I said, oh my gosh, yes you can. I'd love for somebody to give me $100. And they asked me what I would do, and I said, well, I'd buy markers. I mean, $100, I could buy quite a few. And they asked me what kind, and I told them Copics. Well, then at the end of the semester, they gave me a whole box of Copics, and as a going away present. They were from Japan. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is too expensive of a gift for me to accept. And they were like, no, our parents bought it in Japan. It's much cheaper. And that's actually how I got my first set of Copics. And then I just started, I add to it every month. I'm just using a gel pen to kind of whiten up her eyes. And then I will go back over her face maybe just a little bit as we get going. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and do her hair. Kind of get that out of the way. And I'm using E77, E71, and E74. So it's E77, E74, and E71. So if you're following along, you know, these are the colors I'm using. Now, she doesn't have a lot of hair showing, but she has some. So I'm still going to try to color the way I normally do, where I do the, up by her roots, up by the edge of her hat. You know, kind of want it to be a little bit darker. And I have my camera kind of angled so you could see a little bit, and I hope that's working. And let's see. Oh, hi, Helen. Helen, I love all the pictures of the cards you post all the time. They're gorgeous. Oh, my goodness. I love seeing what everybody posts. So many creative people in crafting. And I love seeing what everybody is working on. I think it's fun. And then I'm going to use my lighter color. And I'm just going to kind of pull it out. Now, normally I would use a darker color on the tips and kind of do some highlighting. But she's got just a little bit of hair showing. And this is a digital image. And I did print her out at 2.5 inches. Now, sometimes I print out at 4 inches. It kind of depends on my project. I look at my dies that I'm going to use and where my stamps would fit. So you have to kind of decide. I'm going to go back over with the darker color. You kind of have to decide what size you want your stamps to be. But to me, if I go smaller than 2.5, I find it difficult to color. And if you are into coloring pages, some people like to do coloring pages, you could go ahead and print even bigger. It's up to you. That's the beauty of digital stamps, that you can print them any size that you like. And I love digital stamps. I had never heard of them until I took a class with Kit and Clowder years and years ago. And I was taking a pencil class at that time. And I was like, oh my goodness. I never even knew they existed. And they are wonderful. I love my physical stamps too. Nothing like rubber, but I love the digitals, and I probably have more digitals now than I have the actual physical stamps anymore. So there we go. So see, even though she has a little bit of hair showing, it's still kind of nice to make sure that you have some shading in there and some highlights. But you see, look there, I missed a strand of hair, so we're gonna just kind of go in there and grab it. That happens every time I color. I miss something. And this one I want a little bit darker because she's is right by her hat. And so I'm going to go. And I put a little piece of paper trying to protect the image. I know some people think that you can't steal these images from online, but I know for a fact you can, because somebody was doing a live one night and I just snapped my camera, and sure enough, the image was just fine. I could have copied it if I could have printed it and colored it if I wanted. So not a good idea at all. All right, so let's go ahead and do her hat. And I thought I'd do her hat in R14, R23, and R13. And this paper right now is Copic Express, but to be honest, I normally use sweet cinnamon paper. It's just that I had run out. And it's really funny I ran out because, believe me, I purchased a lot of it. It's my... I'm really... I ran out. And so I'm using the Copic Express paper, which is also, I mean, it's a wonderful paper, but I love the sweet sentiment paper. So if you are looking for a good paper, you know, it has a nice sparkle to it, and it makes the colors a little richer. So this is a little bit different tonight for me to use this paper, but I love this paper too. They're my two favorite papers. I have tried some other papers, but I don't know, I haven't liked them. So anyway, is everybody having to stay at home and stay in? My job, I'm having to teach online, so I'm online all day long with my students, and then my son has schooling that he has to get done online. He's in 5th grade, so I feel like I'm online all the time. I used to love being on my computer, but now I feel like, my gosh, I'm on all the time. Kind of funny. So I'm just going around. This is the R14. Just kind of going around with the darker color. And I'm going to blend it in a minute. So I'm just going to kind of pull it out. And I do apologize again that my voice is a little rough. I've had a heck of a 2 weeks here. We've all been sick in my house. And this is not the time right now that you want to be sick. I can tell you that right now. It's a scary time. I really hope I'm still connected, because I don't see any comments or anything going. Sharon, am I still connected, and can you hear me okay? Is my volume up? I should have checked that before I started. Let me make sure. Okay. Let me make sure my volume is up. Okay. My volume might not have been up that whole time. I'm not sure. And I'm just going to readjust. Sharon, I don't know. Can you hear me? As I don't see any comments or anything. So I'm a little worried if people are actually connected. Although it says that my internet is going. I don't know. I don't see any comments going. I can see a couple of people are on, but I'm just not sure. So I'm just blending this out. I'm just going to carry on, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, because sometimes the internet, I live in a rural area, sometimes my internet is not that great. So I'll just wave and see if anybody waves back. I don't know. Okay, I'm just kind of pulling it out. You know, it's my first live on this page, so I really wanted it to go well. So I'm hoping that you guys can hear me, because I'm not really sure. Okay, just kind of pulling it out. And I'm going to go with my lighter color. And I'm just going to pull it out again and just kind of go across and go across. I think I can move this now. And just kind of go across. So I'm just going to pull it out. Just pull it out. Hi, Christine. Christine, can you hear me? Because I'm not sure that people can hear me. I'm not seeing anybody respond, but I just saw that you joined, so you have to be able to get on. So can you hear me, Christine? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't do comments when you are on it, not on your own page. I'm not sure. If you have any questions, feel free to PM me and I will answer them. I'm just going around the edges. This is where you want some shading at. I'll tell you, it's been a long time since I colored because like I said, I hadn't been feeling well. So I feel a little bit rusty. So I'm going to just pull this out. And I'm just going to pull it out here. Can I pull it out? And I'm just working my way, to the middle. So I'm going to just pull this out. And I'm just working my way to the middle. And I do like to put 2 coats on when I am coloring. So then I'm going to take my lighter color, my R23, and I'm just going to pull it out like that. There we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to, just like this, and I'm going to pull this up. See, come around. I'm going to just kind of come around. Now we're going to work on going up around the ear. So I'm going to just kind of go up. And go around. Well, when I watched Jamie, I know that she was able to chit-chat with people, so I'm not sure why I'm not, why it's not showing, but could be the internet, could be Facebook. Everybody is on right now. So I'm just going up. See, I'm just kind of, because it's her ear, I'm just trying to kind of pull it up and pull up the color. So then I'm going to go around where it's dark, right in here, a little bit. I just think it's such a cute, cute, cute image. And I think all the images with Stamper's Delight are just adorable. So I'm just kind of pulling it up, and I'm going to kind of go down, and then I'm going to take my lighter color again. So I'm just going back and forth between the R13, R14, and R23. So I'm just kind of going back and forth. I'm actually going to use my R23 now, and I'm just going to kind of pull it down like that. There we go. Like so. One of my friends says that quite often. Like so. There we go. I just want to take this color and just kind of pull it up. See? Just kind of pull it up because this is her ear of her little bunny suit. So we're trying to give it a little bit of shading there and a little bit here. And I like to go over my coloring 2 or 3 times. So there we go. So I think, see, I think she looks, I think that it looks pretty cute. Maybe do a little bit more right in here and a little bit right here. See, there we go. And just kind of go back around just a little bit. Okay. I just think, I love the color. I think it's pretty. All right, so I'm going to use the R23. And I'm just going to do her coat. And come back around. I was so excited to do this today. I'm just kind of going around here. And then I'm going to take the R14, which is the darker color, and I'm going to put it right here because this is where the coat is folded back. And so it's going to be a little bit darker. And we're just going to come around like that. If you can hear, the pump just came on. That's the well. We live in what they consider outside city limits, so we have a well that kicks on all the time. Quite annoying. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my R13, and I'm just going to kind of pull this out, and I'm just going to kind of pull that out, and like that. Okay, so I'm going to just pull this out, and I like to go over it a couple of times. You know what I did? I made a mistake. I did her hands, and they should have been skin, I believe. But we're going to pretend they're gloves because I made a mistake. So there's no mistakes in crafting, right? They are gloves. So I'm just putting the lighter color here, and I'm just going to pull this out. Pull it out a little bit. So that is these are going to be gloves. Because I made a little bit of a mistake. But that's okay. No mistakes in crafting. So I'm going back with my R14, and I want to go back in, right in here, just kind of right in here. I was supposed to do this live last week, and like I said, I'd been a little sick, so I was so glad I could do it tonight. Okay, just kind of go in, up, and pull this one down a little bit more. There we go. And then we're going to take our lighter color. And you can color these, you know, any color you want, whatever color markers you have. I'd love to see what everybody does. There we go. And now I'm going to go with my lighter color again, which is my R23. And I'm just going to kind of bring that up a little bit right there. Kind of come down. There we go. So see, we have a little bit of shading. We have the highlight, and some shading. Highlight and shading. There we go. Okay, now we're going to be bold. And I picked darker colors. I picked V09, V05, and V06. So I am going to start with my darker color. And I'm just checking, see if I can see comments here. So let me just check real quick. I hope I haven't disconnected. Wondering if if I have disconnected. I think it might have. Let me see if my it still says it's on, so I'm not quite sure. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and carry on. And I'm going over here in the corner. Now this this one kind of bleeds. So you got to be a little careful. I don't really like using my darker colors. And I'm just going to turn her. So I'm trying to only do it on the edges. It's kind of right in here. And so I'm going to just do it right in here. Like that. And then I'm going to use my V06. And I'm just going to pull it up. Like that. So I'm going to just I'm just trying to grab my color and pull it up. So I'm just grabbing my color and pulling it up. Like that. Like that. So then I'm going to just kind of go around her hat. Up. Around her hat a little bit, like this. And just kind of like this, like that. Keep going around. You know, I've kind of liked staying at home. Sometimes I wish I could have a job where I worked from home. I think that'd be fantastic. I know a lot of people, they are not enjoying it, but I actually am kind of Even though I'm working all day, I still kind of enjoy working from home. And I've got 2 little kids running around. It's not like I'm just sitting and not doing anything. I'm busy. Very, very busy. But boy, I'm kind of liking it. I mean, I don't like the circumstances that we're under. I know it's a very terrible, terrible thing. I don't wish that at all for anybody. So I'm just marrying my colors together. This is my V09. And I'm just going to kind of pull this out. Because I want it to be just a little bit darker coming around. So I'm going to marry it together again. Just kind of pull it out. And I'll put all these colors that I'm using on my blog so that I can share them with you. So I'm just going to marry it again. Just kind of pull it out. Just kind of pull it out. Concentrating on, get a little quiet. There we go. There we go. So then I'm going to take my lighter color, which is my VO6 here. Well, actually my VO5 is my lighter color, but I'm just going to take this one and see, just kind of go across like that. There we go. So then I'm going to take my VO5 and just kind of pull up, just kind of pull that up. And I'm going to come over here. You see, I don't like harsh lines, and this kind of got a harsh line. So I'm going back over it. And I want to have a little bit of a line so it looks like it's got some dimension, but I don't like a harsh line. It's not my style. So I'm coming around, kind of coming around, and following around. There we go. And then I'm going to work it a little bit more color down here. There we go. So then I'm going to take my VO9, going to kind of marry it together again, and I'm just kind of working it in here. Because I want it to be darker in the back. And there we go. I think she's coming along. I just think she's so pretty. All right. Now, I thought that I would do her boots the same color as her fur here. And I actually thought that I would do this the same color. So but these are kind of close together. But that's what I thought I would do. So, so what I do normally is I take my darker color when I do shoes. I just take my darker color, and I'm sorry for moving it around. And I just kind of go around the edge, like that. Right in here a little bit. And then I go with my next color, and I just sort of pull it out, like that. And just kind of keep working it a little bit. And then I take my lighter color, and you know, it's supposed to be like, oh, that's not my lighter color. I can tell you that right now. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, let me just switch my lids. I often do this. I put the wrong lids on. Okay, so that's my darker color. We don't want to do that. And that's my lighter color. Okay, so we're going to kind of redo one little thing. We're going to go in here like this. This is my 09. Yeah, I'll see that's much darker. And we're going to come down. There we go. That's fine. Now we're going to take our medium color, and we're going to kind of pull that out just a little bit. Her shoes are really small because I printed her out a little smaller than I sometimes do. And we're going to go across. And so I don't want, see, I'm going across because I don't want to pull the dark color out. I want the lighter color to hit the dark color on the edge. There we go. See? And then I go in and pull it out. So I kind of work with the ink, kind of move it. There we go. See? That way, we got some shading along the sides. There we go. See? So she's coming along. Now, I'm going to take the darker color, and I'm just going to put it right in here and right here on the edge. Right on the edge. Then I'm going to take my lighter color, my VO5, and let's make sure it's VO5, and I'm going to pull this across. There we go. Just kind of pull it across. There we go. And then I'm going to pull that down. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to take my, where's it at? I am going to take for my skin. You see, there's just a little hint of skin. So I'm going to take my E11, and I'm just going to kind of go right in here, right there. See? Now we're going to do her pants. And I thought that because we're using these colors right here, that I would pick a color from in here. So I am going to go with B02 and B00 for her trousers. So I'm just going to go right in here, kind of do the edge. I love to color. It's so relaxing. I was really in a kind of a, I don't know, down space earlier, headspace. Thought, can I do it tonight? And then now that I'm coloring, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I should have colored sooner. Makes you feel so much better. Maybe I need to get my markers out. Usually I color every single day. But I had to get all my courses online, and it's been a mad rush. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of pull this over like that. There we go. Then I'm going to go back one more time, because I want a little bit more dimension. So I'm just going to kind of go in here. There we go. A little bit more right here, right here. Just kind of give her a little bit more dimension. Just a light, light, light touch. And I am very heavy-handed, so I have to be very careful. Okay, so now I'm going to do her little cuffs. So I'm going to use the VO9. And I'm going to use it. What I'm going to do is try to keep it a little lighter up there because of having her hat right there. So I'm going to take my VO6 like this. Because I want a little bit of a difference up there. Then I'm going to take my VO9 again and put it there. Okay. Then I'm going to go with my lighter color, which is my VO5, and just go across. See? Kind of pull this out and work that up. Work that up. There we go. And I'm just going to kind of work this a little bit. So then I'm going to take my VO9, and I'm just going to marry this a little bit again. It doesn't take much. And then I'm going to take my lighter, this little color here, and kind of just go down again. Kind of go up, a little bit up, and then a little bit down. There we go. And I'm going to go back in here just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I'm actually going to kind of go in there. There we go. There we go. See, she's coming along. I just think she's so, 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 so pretty. And then I'm going to take my BO2 and go right in here. There we go. So see how pretty she is? Just so cute. Oh, I'm out of frame. Oh my goodness. Okay, we will have to figure out why. I did send her a PM in case she spotted it. Watching. I don't know what. I'm sorry I was out of frame. Oh my goodness. I get involved with what I'm doing. So hopefully you can see that. Sorry, but somebody sent her a PM, but I am on my phone, so I can't get my PMs. So I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. If you type it, then I'll know. If you type it, I'll know. So I was going to do my dog. He's a little puppy dressed as a rabbit. That's what I think. He's a little puppy dressed as a rabbit. Let me see if I can get my messages on this other phone, but I don't think I can. All I can do is see my lives. I can't really see messages. So, I'm not sure. So if there's something wrong, just let me know, okay? By typing it. I can't see it, my private messages. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and do my little dog. I think he's just so adorable. And the colors I'm going to use are E13, E15, and then my E11 that I normally use for my faces, okay? And he is just so, so cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start down here with my, let's see if I'm in frame. Make sure I'm in frame here. Okay, so I'll try not to get out of frame. So funny, it was meant to be a bunny. Oh, it's a bunny? I thought it was a puppy dressed as a bunny. Oh, now see, my friend told me it was a bunny. I said, no, I think it's a puppy dressed as a bunny, just like she's dressed as a bunny. So I was wrong. Okay, so it's a bunny. So my colors might be a little bit off. Sorry. I thought it was her little dog that was dressed as a bunny, just like she's dressed like a bunny. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. So apparently you can hear me. So I'm just going around with the darker color. Just kind of going in the corners. And over in here. Over in here a little bit. Oh my goodness. And we're 4 hours apart from the UK right now. So 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's like 11 o'clock there, I guess. So a little bit late for you guys. But I heard you guys were clapping today at 8 for your National Health Service, which is a wonderful thing to appreciate medical workers right now. And your, if you have good health insurance, you know, it's something to appreciate right now. I can tell you that. So it's really nice that you guys did that. And E11. So I'm just kind of going across. And I think I can move this now. And let's make sure I'm still in frame. Okay. Well, I am so sorry I got out of frame. I get to coloring and I lose track of what I'm doing. But I have to say I am so happy I'm coloring tonight. Because I have really been in the swamped and kind of in the doldrums, I guess. So I am so glad to feel normal again. Other than my voice. Next month when I do my live, hopefully my voice is much better by then. And I will try harder to stay in the frame and find interesting things to talk about. Oh, there we go. And I'm just kind of going around. And then I'm going to go back with my lighter color again, which is E11. And just pull this out. Pull it out. Maybe next time when I do my image, no guarantee, but maybe I'll use the illustrators. I like to take turns so that way people can see that whatever you're using works. Not to hide them, or not hide them, but not to put them away and never use them. Get them out and use them. So many people are intimidated for some reason, and you just got to get out your markers and use them. So get them out of hiding. I guess if I were really observant, right here is a bunny tail, I would have realized, oh, maybe it's really a bunny. Oh my goodness. So funny. You will find that I'm very, like that Mr. Obvious. And I'm like, Mr. Obvious. A lot. It's really funny because actually I'm pretty detail oriented, but yet I guess I'm so focused that I don't see things that everybody else is seeing. Okay, so I'm just kind of doing little short strokes, just because my little rabbit has fur, so I'm just trying to do little short strokes. And now I'm going to go in with my lighter color, which is my E13. Then we're going to assemble our card when we get all done. And boy, did I go back and forth on how I wanted to do my card. I don't know why, but I did. I'm actually going to make this card for my mother. We don't get to see her right now, and it's going to be months. She lives very close, but because of the this virus, and we've all been very sick in my house, her doctor won't let us see her. And he actually told her to stay away from us until July, which is really hard because she's 87, and I am quite worried about her. But he told her that for her safety to stay away. And I was really mad at him at first. And then we all got ill, and now I realize he was right. Because if she'd been around what we've had, she wouldn't have done very well. So he was absolutely right. And you have to quit being hard-headed and listen to the medical professionals, you know. But I was thinking, oh my God, how's she going to take care of herself? She's got a little health problem right now. How's she going to take care of herself? And see, if she'd been around me, she'd have gotten really sick. And that would have been, I would have not forgiven myself. All right, so just kind of going in and pulling out the darker color. Just kind of going in. There we go. I'm just pulling it out a little bit more. And since it's a bunny, I kind of like to sort of dot. See, kind of dot a little bit. So that way, kind of gives it a little bit of dimension like it's fur. And I like to have shading and the highlighting because Pet's fur is not all one shade. Okay, so for the mouth, for the tongue, I'm going to use my R20 right here. And even though it's a pet, I like to add a little bit of pink, just kind of whimsical. And then up in here too, on the inside of the ears, right in here, a little bit more. And I just put a little bit more here. I don't know. I just think that when they're whimsical characters, I like to do that. And then for the nose, I'm going to use my 110. My 110, which this marker should last me forever because without refilling, because I don't use it that often. So just going to do the nose. There we go. So there is our little rabbit. And I think that he is so adorable. But I did think it was a dog dressed as a bunny. Oh. And there she is. I think she's so adorable. You know, there's some little spots. What I do when, like, right in here, see a little bit of white. So I just use a lighter color. And I just go in and kind of touch up. Like right in here. And right over here. I have 2 different lenses in my eyes. I had surgery and they put a near and in one eye and a far-sighted in the other, far and near. So sometimes a little hard for me to see fine details, so I have to often go back. Okay, so those are my 2 characters, and now we're going to build our card. And so I picked this paper here, and I matted it. It's blue, some blue paper that I matted. And this paper was gifted to me by Sandra. I don't know if she's watching tonight. This is some paper she had sent me. So pretty. And I was so appreciative of her. It was like out of the blue. And so nice. So see, I'm just going to map my card. And this is a 6x6 card. And you know what? I'm going to unzoom you. Yeah, so that way you can see me assemble my card. Now, this C is going to open this way. I could have cut the paper and everything with you guys, but I thought, well, not on my first live. You might not be that interested in watching. On my page, we do all sorts of stuff when we do lives. There's a group of us that kind of do lives, and but I thought I don't know, you guys might not be as interested. You might just want to color along. And coloring is a good way to beat stress. And right now, we're all under a lot of stress. Life's a little uncertain. You know, people are losing their jobs, and different things have happened. People are, you know, we love or sometimes get ill. So you have a lot of stress. I have a lot of stress. So coloring is a good way to counter it. And if you make a card, please share. And you can share on my page too. I really created my page for everybody to share on, but seems like people, they're a little hesitant to share on pages. You know, there's just so many pages, I guess. So this is just, I just buy this at the Dollar Tree here in town. It's cheapy. Of course, right now I'm not going into any stores. I have not been able to leave the house for 2 weeks. I'm hoping I get to leave tomorrow, but I am not 100% sure they're going to let me off of my quarantine tomorrow since my voice is still rattly. I don't know. They wanted me to come back in and get checked out again. And I'm like, no, I don't really want to walk past people that are ill. I don't want to catch whatever they have too. All right, so I'm popping her up. I'm going to pop her up, and I'm going to put her up here like that. And then I just love these guys. And like this. You know, the nice thing about Digi Images, if you have PNGs, you could print your sentiment on the same cardstock that you are coloring on. I have mine cut out, but you could print it with your image. I mean, you can do all sorts of things with PNGs. So it's really nice. And what I did is, I'll show you. Oh, I got one more thing to color, but I don't know what happened to it. Oh, here it is. I got one more thing to color. We'll do it real quick. This came with the set, and this bow came with the set, but I'm going to use this right here. So let's do this real quick, and then I'll finish assembling. So I'm going to just give it a pop of color. So I'm going to use the R04 right here, and then I'm going to use my R02 to kind of pull it out. Just kind of a fun pop of color. And then I'm going to go up on my bow. I don't know if you can see. This will only take a moment. Sorry. There we go. And then I'm going to take this one. Kind of go up here and a little bit down here. Just places you think that it would be. You need a little bit of shading. And I'm going to pull this out and go down. Then we're going to put this on the card too. I like to use what's with the Digi Images because they come together for a reason, right? It's all well thought out. So might as well use your embellishments that come with it. So now I am going to take, on this one, I'm going to go in here with my, this color right here, my B02 and my B00. And I'm just going to kind of shoot it across. It's a star, so I'm shooting it across. Like that. Okay. And like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go around. And you know, oh my gosh, there's so many people that teach classes. Jamie teaches classes. There's a lot of people that teach classes. They're all wonderful, but there are no marker police. So get your markers out, use them, find what works for you, watch other people, and just color and have fun. I used to sit and color for hours every week, really. It added up to hours because I used to have to sit in line for an hour to pick up my son from school. You know, we had to line up in our cars, and I would sit and color every day for an hour, every day. And I did coloring pages then that I made into cards. I cut them down and used them as my backgrounds for cards. And I just colored and colored and colored, and it really helped make the time pass. So I'm just going to bring this back out and out this way. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to use this right here. I thought I would pop it up, and then I'll show you what I did with my sentiment, how I colored it. Okay, so I'm going to just pop this up, take this off, put this right here, like that. I'm trying to keep in the same color scheme. And so what I did is I just printed this on the cardstock, on the same cardstock I used here. And then I took my green marker, this G00, and I went across it one time. And then to give it some dimension, and I'll do it again, I just went like this on the edge, see, just on the edge. And that gives it a little bit of dimension, and I put some sparkly on it. And what I do is after I do the sparkly, then I go over it again with my markers. And it keeps it sparkly, you know, but see, that gives it a little bit more dimension. So I like to do that when I cut out the sentiments. So then I thought this sentiment would be perfect right there. So I'm going to just take my scissors and take another piece of this. Let's see, make sure that's not too big. Not too big. There we go. And then I'm going to give this card to my mother. Well, I'm going to mail it to her since I can't see her. I thought I would start sending her maybe a card a week. You know, I talked to her on the phone, but it's not the same. There we go. So see, I don't know, they're just so cute. I love them. I love them. If you get out of the lines a little bit, I just take my jelly roll and I just cover it up. Copics has some white that you can use. You can buy this white ink, but I think this works, you know, so easily. Sometimes it bleeds out a little bit, but there we go. So there's my card. So see, I just, oh my gosh, I just think they're so cute. And I like, just love the little rabbit. Now that I know it's a rabbit, I just love this little rabbit. What I do is I take a picture. I look through the lens of my picture when I get done, and I go back in and shade a little bit more. Like when I see the picture, I think, oh, I should have shaded in this area a little bit more. So I always go back in and add a little bit after I get done, because I see a place that maybe I missed a little bit. You know, the ink kind of dries, it sinks in. But there we go. I just think they're so adorable, and I'm so glad you joined me tonight. Oh, thank you, Kathy and Judy and Sharon and Janice. Thank you. Yeah, I think my mom will love it. I'm going to, like I said, send her a card every week, and my brother too. He's in Georgia. You know, it's hard not to see people that you love, but that's the way it is right now. I think everybody's going through a tough time. Oh, I am so appreciative of, this is my first live, and really, I think this is my second DT project for Stampers Delights. And I'm just so thrilled. I'm so thrilled to be on the team. I'm so happy, and I love doing the lives with you guys. And, you know, you can bend up the ears a little bit, give it a little dimension. Of course, when you mail it, it's not going to stay, but I'll tell my mom, bend those up a little bit. You know, so there you go. I hope you will join me again. The next image is really cute too. So I will see you next month, and you guys have a wonderful week. And please like my page and follow along, because I will put the colors out that I used, and I will talk to you guys later on. Bye.